This is TWiT.
So Samsung.
Do we want?
What, Stace?
Oh no, I was going to throw a story out there, but let's talk about Samsung.
We'll do that quickly, and then you could throw out your story since I said the
no
S
worries.
word. The Galaxy Fold.
When did everybody start saying no worries? When did we all become Canadian? I'm old enough to remember when we didn't all say
It's Australian.
It's
Australian.
No worries, mate.
No worries,
No
mate.
walking furries, mate.
When did we all become Australian? By the way, we all did. Everybody says it.
It's better
But there was
than
a time.
Late 1980s.
You know what Australians say? When we start saying "my bad," is that from the States? I hate that. My bad. You mean you did something wrong? That's not a good Australian.
That's Cockney. Yeah,
I know. I don't know. I
you-
can't.
Yeah. That's
Michael,
before the
I
transportation.
got cane
yeah.
on the brain. So look at
Anyways,
the price
Twice.
of the
Twice.
Galaxy Z Fold 3. Now I have a Fold 2, which I paid $1,500 for. It is now $1,700.99. 1,799 buckaroos.
Nope.
That's beyond. We need, so in
Mr. Pruitt
just
is
quick.
never doing it. Mr.
Nope.
Pruitt wins the lottery. He's still not going to do it. Mr.
Nope.
Pruitt is too smart to spend
It's-
that much money on a
No.
damn phone. Right, Mr. Pruitt?
That is correct, sir. Well, I like to think that anyway. The only credit I can give about this phone is the digitizer tech that they put in there, where they split it up into two different digitizers to work with the Fold, while you have a stylus and it can actually go across the stylus without any issues, across the screen with the stylus without any issues. That's it.
I've had a Fold 2. It's been sitting
Outside
on
of
my
that, it's a
shelf.
phone.
I don't really like it. There is baseball has it. There's this guy, a good-looking guy. He was Mario Mendoza, second baseman for the or shortstop. I'm sorry, for the Pittsburgh Pirates, who his batting average is about 200. He's been memorialized in baseball with the phrase "the Mendoza line." If your batting average is below 200, 1 in 5 hits, you're below the Mendoza line. We need a Mendoza line for phone prices. And I think I got to say, anything above $1,000, what are you smoking?
No, can't do it.
Too much.
It's not a laptop.
That's more than a laptop, $17.99. Is it crazy? Obviously, Samsung doesn't think so.
Or do they do it just to say, look how cool we are?
They're very good about trade-in. A lot of people are getting their flip phones or their Fold 3 with trading in an old Samsung phone and getting enough off so it's not as crazy. But
So it goes from 1,700 to 1,200.
Yeah.
Still.
Yeah. No.
Stacey, sorry, you were starting to say something and I stepped on you.
Oh no, that's okay. I was just thinking about. Oh, there is an audience for these high price phones, and eventually, I mean, it'll come down in price as the components scale. I mean,
It's not, though. That's the thing. The Fold 2 was $1,500. It's going up.
Nobody's buying it.
It's going up.
So it's only
They're
for
working on it.
for the
Miss Optimism.
well, I'm excited like that they're pushing so hard on this concept. It may turn out to be economically unfeasible, but I like what they're doing. Enough people hopefully will buy it that they're like, let's keep trying, and maybe we'll end up pushing the price down. I mean, like at $1,000, would you buy this phone?
Nope. But that's me.
Nope. Okay.
But that's me.
What's the
I
use
just don't
case?
think
I'm
any
not a big
phone
fan
should
of
be $1,000.
I don't mind the price so much. I'm not a fan of folding phones. As I said, I had the Fold 2, paid a crazy $1,500 for it. After a while, with not a lot of use, the screen that comes with a kind of almost a rubbery screen protector started to bubble, and so I peeled it off against my better instincts. Remember the original Samsung Galaxy Fold? You peeled it off, it broke it. In this case, I looked, I read on Reddit and stuff. They said you can take it off, and in fact, Samsung has a service that'll replace it for some fee. But I just took it off, and it's fine, and it's actually a much nicer phone. But I feel like this is a flimsy technology. Now maybe they've improved it. They say the protective film is now 80% stronger. Okay. I feel like anything that's foldable is not going to be.
So Stacey, let me ask. You seem excited about the potential for it. What's the use case for folding?
That you have a smaller footprint of a device that then you can expand your screen size.
Yeah, it's like a tablet in your pocket.
I mean, that's all it is, but it's a pretty powerful concept.
I agree.
I dig that.
I would say if you could figure out how to, if you're thinking ahead to like software development on this thing and designing for two screens, right? Two separate screens running together. So you could either have one app on each side or a unified app running across both. Then it becomes interesting if you think about having VR apps with, one eye getting this information, another eye getting this information, or kind of interactive screens that are, and I'm just thinking about like, we need these kind of middle ground hardware steps to get us to that future where we're like throwing up screens everywhere and tapping stuff. I don't know. I'm excited just because I like innovation. I like people trying. And if it's a dead end, it's a dead end. But,
I completely agree with you. And Samsung makes so much money on it has 100 different models, and they make so much money on the other models that I think it's reasonable for them to say, okay, and we're going to offer one model that's so expensive, nobody, it's for a limited number of people, but we can try things. For instance, the camera on the inside goes through the screen. There's no hole punch. There's no notch.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, we want to see those kinds of innovations. Other phones will eventually have them, I'm sure. Actually, the new Google Pixel 6 it has a through-the-screen fingerprint reader, which others have done before. But there's got to be innovation.
So, Miss Stacey, you're saying this is more like a pilot program is how we should look at this?
Yeah, like they're trying an idea. Maybe Samsung doesn't think they're doing it, but that's what's happening here.
They pitched gaming content, watching movies. They pitched, they showed how applications can, much as you would on a computer, have two panes or even more. As you read your email, the list is on the left, the mail is on the right. All of those things are nice on a bigger screen. Some of this comes from the fact that Apple's just completely dominant in the tablet space. Samsung's the next biggest competitor, but I think Apple just owns them with the iPad. And
okay. So is that a different way to say that this is a way to blaze a trail toward reinvigorating the tablets? Since tablets are kind of
remember that Samsung does sell tablets, but Apple doesn't have anything in this kind of smaller mid-range. So there's something that's somewhere in the continuum between a phone and a tablet. Samsung for years was laughed at for making the Note. People said, "Oh, that's such a big phone." And it was a huge success. Because of it, now everybody else is making big phones, right? Samsung showed the way with the Note, so it could very well be something like that. They've have a history of that. I would not buy one, having had the Fold 2. I don't think the Fold 3 is going to be. Things like the aluminum in the Fold 3's hinge is now 10% stronger. Oh, well, that's a relief.
I see somebody coming out of the lab waving a report. It's 10% stronger.
I feel like that's just the marketing people like, well, okay.
We got
it's a foldable phone. We don't have metrics on these yet, so let's focus on this because this is what people complain about.
20% stronger.
I'll tell you, there is a problem with these phones because you can't really put a case on them. The Samsung case that they sold in the Fold 2 was just a shell that went over one side of it. And so you're carrying this thing, which costs a horrific amount of money, is undoubtedly very fragile, and there's no even way to protect it. When I was shooting pictures with my Fold 2, it's like, don't drop it, Leo. It's $1,500 down the tubes. It's just scary. And so there's issues too.
Yeah, and I feel like from a marketing perspective, if Apple had brought us a foldable phone, they would not be telling us the hinges are 10% stronger. No. They would distract us from the frailty of it by telling us, now your phone is like a book or a world within,
Right.
And so part of this is like, y'all would be more excited if Samsung's marketing team were a little less, we got to address this issue of the wimpy fold,
Right.
I don't know.
There's a reason Apple doesn't make one. I guess would be the answer I'd have to that.
But they'll make one if Samsung can make this feasible. And I guarantee someone at Apple is thinking about foldable phones and researching
I'm sure they
stuff
have
on this.
prototypes. You bet.
Yeah.
But I think
I'm sorry. Folding phone aside, I got a tweet from Monkman last week, basically saying, okay, $1,000 phone why is it not worth it to me? Don't I use a phone every single day? And my logic is, okay, if I use it every single day, that doesn't necessarily make it worth $1,000 if I can't run certain things on it on a smaller screen that a laptop can do for me on a bigger screen.
I mean, I'm the guy who paid $2,400 for an iPad. I'm not.
No.
I'm not
That's
completely
just wrong.
averse to overspending on technology.
That's just wrong. Come on.
But I don't anticipate sitting in a tree in a beautiful yellow print dress, staring at my folding phone. This just doesn't look like something I'm going to be doing. It isn't quite big enough, to be honest with you. It's big.
I salute
think
the
it's nice.
engineering efforts. I do. I salute the engineering efforts. But at the same time, they lose me just because of my pragmatism. I'm looking at how much this thing is going to cost me, and is it going to be worth what I pay for it? It's $1,700.
No. Yeah. And you're in the vast majority, obviously. And I don't think Samsung. They understand that. If they sell 1 million of these, they'll be thrilled. They're not expecting it to be a huge hit.
How many people do you think are interested in a folding phone functionality anyway?
At
are
that
people
price
really
or just
excited
in
about
general?
it?
I'm excited about it. I have smaller hands. I have tiny pockets. If I can fold something up and then make it big, great.
What about the flip? Have you looked at the Samsung Flip? Because that's basically a flip phone that's even
looks great.
smaller, and I think that's kind of cool looking. That's $1,000.
That looks great. That looks another nice engineering feat. Looks great, and they added the larger outer screen on it. It's actually functional. That's great. Still not paying $1,000 for it.
How about this? League of Legends on a 7.6-inch screen. Ooh.
Talk about immersion.
Ooh. Yeah, it's like a pocket. It's like you're playing on a pocket handkerchief. Here, just unfold this just to give yourself the little bit of the experience. Look at that. Wow. No, my handkerchief's bigger than this.
Your handkerchief is
Bigger.
I
You're
spent
like
more than my father spent on a Ford Mustang so I can play a game.
Yeah, that's right. But you're not your father. So, if you bought a Ford Mustang today, it would be a little bit more than this.
Yes.
So 120 hertz main screen. It's got a lot of the features of top flagship phones these days. I have to say, I'm much more excited about the Pixel 6, which was probably why Google pre-announced that, right? Because now I'm not even tempted. It's like, I know a Pixel 6 is coming in a couple of months.
I haven't bought a Samsung phone since the Galaxy Nexus.
Oh, I thought you were a Samsung guy for some reason.
No. Never. I like the Note. I never really liked the skin of Android that it ran years ago.
Yeah,
now,
they
granted,
junked
their
it
version
up.
of Android got much better, but I'm used to the Nexus line of OS and just been stuck ever since.
I have to say the cameras are pretty good in Samsung. They are
just oversaturated.
Yep. If you look at Paul Thurrott's Instagram, he's been posting pictures using his wife's Samsung Galaxy S20, and they really look good. It's a good camera for what he's using it for, which is kind of he's in Mexico and he's just going around taking pictures of food and stuff.
Yeah,
and it's great. I mean, these are beautiful images. They're not Aunt Pruitt beautiful.
Oh, it looks great.
But they're nice, right?
Yeah, I totally agree.
Yeah. So I think that's the market, and the camera in the Galaxy is going to be similar. I think just as good. But what's neat about the Galaxy, I have to admit, for this is the case for the Fold. You get a great big viewfinder, and when I was shooting pictures, when I wasn't worried about dropping the thing, it was really nice to be able to see an image at the size of a print, right?
Yeah, that's cool inside of Lightroom. That's pretty nice.
Yeah. I've been using my iPad for doing photo editing because it's nice to see it, on a beautiful screen at just about
Spend that much on it. You got to do something with it.
I know. Okay,
Besides
that's actually the truth. That's the real reason I gotta have something.
I got to do more than
I gotta
slack
do
on this
something.
thing.
Oh man. Our strongest aluminum frame yet. It's super strong yet lightweight.
10% stronger?
10%. It's like a suit of armor. But what does the suit of armor protect? The interior parts of the hinge. They're really protected. I don't know. All right, we don't.
It's good that they recognize that problem though with the hinge.
Yeah,
I did enjoy that little motion graphic that they put up to show how they've addressed that problem, because that's
that cool?
serious. You're spending
Yeah.
that much money and a drop of water get in there and ruin it. That's
or sand. People were getting grit in
Sand,
in
yeah.
the early phones. So maybe I should get a flip. What do you think? This one,
I think it's cute.
yeah, this is for you,
that's pretty
Stacey.
slick.
This is to go in your small pockets.
Your pocketbook.
No, well,
I don't have a pocketbook.
pocketbook,
Pockets.
a pocketbook.
Lord.
Does anybody have a pocketbook anymore?
That's where I keep my
Time Inc.
checkbook.
Mother
Time
Pruitt
Inc. started
does.
a magazine back
Yeah,
in the
Mother
day.
Pruitt.
They wanted to address the women, and they decided to make it purse-sized because all the men decided that's what they should do.
A purse-sized, geez.
Purse-sized
So this is what I don't like about the flip, is it looks like a clothespin on the side. There's this gap.
Oh, the air gap.
Microsoft did the same thing.
Why don't you like that?
It bugs me. It should fold flat.
You're
so,
OCD.
So it's so the screen doesn't hit
Yeah,
the screen.
that's definitely, I agree.
Yeah.
All right, I'm not going to buy it. I just got completely turned off. All right, that's fine.
He'll have it
Lavender
next
phone,
week,
I
y'all.
think-
He-
I don't want to
Flip
spend
Lavender is
$1,000
you.
on that phone.
No.
But I would do it for like $750.
Well, with trade-in, in fact, there's somebody in our Discord who's getting it, I think, for $400 or something with trade-in. So,
Oh, nice.
yeah, but I've only got a Pixel.
yeah, you'd have to have a good trade-in.